President Bola Tinubu's administration has faced scrutiny over its performance, with citizens and analysts assessing his key performance indicators across policy, politics, and governance. On policy, the government has focused on economic growth, security, and infrastructure development, though critics note ongoing challenges in inflation, unemployment, and energy supply. In politics, Tinubu has worked to consolidate his party's influence ahead of the 2027 elections, balancing internal party dynamics and national unity. On governance, reforms aimed at transparency, public sector efficiency, and anti-corruption measures remain central, even as citizens call for stronger delivery and accountability. Observers say the coming months will be crucial in translating policy ambitions into measurable impact for Nigerians.
Well, for more on this, we're joined live by someone I would rather call a political encyclopedia in Nigeria's politics. He's been the former deputy governor of Sokoto State, a former minister of water resources, and he's now an APC chieftain. We welcome Mr. Mukhtar Shagari live at our midst this morning. Thank you for joining us live on Daybreak.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
So now, at the risk of so many issues begging for questioning, attention, and answer, let's start from your party. The president, the APC recently rolled out a constitution that clearly states that governors are the party leaders. This is sending a lot of anxieties and tension within the rank and file and the hierarchy of the APC, especially with regards to what's happening in Rivers State, where the president, again, in a vote of office, said that the governor should acknowledge the Nyesom Wike as the political leader in the state, even despite the fact that Wike is still in PDP. So how would you react to such a dilemma, if you ask me?
Well, I do not think that is a dilemma. The fact that governors are leaders of their parties in their state did not start with APC. It started with the PDP, and it's still the same thing. Now, whether we like it or not, in any state where the party has a governor, that governor is seen as the leader of the party. Wike is a PDP member. He's not an APC member. So I do not see, he is a political leader in the state, but not a leader in the sense of the PDP, of the APC, because the APC now has a governor, and that governor is definitely the leader of the party in his state. We cannot have one thing in one state and then in another state we have another. APC is a party that has consistency, and the consistency is that the leader of the party in any state is the governor.
So is this an indictment on the president for asking an APC governor to acknowledge a PDP member to be a political leader in the state, even regardless of the ongoing impeachment plot that was under the handling of the chief judge of the state?
No, I think what the president is trying to do is that the president is the father of all in Nigeria. Where there is problem in any state, it is important that he intervenes. He is not saying that Fubara is not the political party, the political party that's APC in Rivers State, but is acknowledging the fact that Wike should also be seen as a political leader in the state. These are two different things altogether as far as I'm concerned.
All right, let's turn attention to the amendment of the electoral laws and the confusion that has trailed the exercise. There's talk as to whether the Senate approved real-time transmission of results or not. At the same time, when public confidence in the electoral system is very fragile, this is happening, and it seems that the Senate is muddying the waters instead of providing absolute clarity as to what is going on. What do you make of this, and what's your preference? Do you want to see real-time transmission of results in this country, and especially in the next election?
Well, real-time transmission of election is good. It's done in countries where you have every necessary thing that you need to be able to transfer or to transmit, elections. In Nigeria, we have a lot of challenges. We must acknowledge that. We have challenges in electricity. We have challenges even in transmission of television, services and all these kind of things and so on and so forth. So I believe that we should not be in a hurry to start transmitting elections real time.
So you're saying it shouldn't happen next year? So you're saying it shouldn't happen in next year's election?
No, not next year's election. We should try to make sure that we perfect our elections, because we still have problems as far as our election is concerned. We are learning. Don't forget that even America, that has over 200 years of democracy, they are still having problems in transmitting elections. It has happened during the Al Gore and President what was the name of the president?
You wanted to mention President Bush?
President Bush. It actually happened that time. This matter had even to go to the court. So if America, with all their experience in elections and so on, and their technology and so on, could not have a perfect election when it comes to issues of transmission results, then I think Nigeria will still have a lot to learn. We should not jump. We should learn.
You know,
and make sure that we get it right.
I'm very tempted to stay on this. I'm very tempted to stay on this line of conversation, but I want to change direction a little bit, especially as you're from Sokoto State. And yesterday we heard the comments from Donald Trump at the national prayer dinner that was attended by the First Lady. And some of his comments were that, you know, now the terrorists are scared because he struck. They now know that if they misbehave, he will strike again. And he says that the dignity of Christian leaders has been restored in Sokoto State, specifically where that strike happened. I'd love for you to give me an analysis of the situation on the ground, because we see every other state, even in Sokoto, I'm looking at the news, several incidents of insecurity, insurgency continue to happen. So I'd love for you to comment on Donald Trump's latest analysis of the impact of his airstrike on insurgency and terrorism in Nigeria. Was it as successful as he says it was? And do you think that the boots on the ground, the American boots on the ground that are now here, are necessary? Will they be able to be effective? Are they welcome in Sokoto State?
Well, in the first place, let's remind ourselves, many Nigerians, including press people, have said that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should look for help from anywhere we can find it, so that we can have security and peace in Nigeria. I think that's precisely what is happening. But in Sokoto State, I cannot remember at any point in time when Christians were either killed or Christians were either harassed and so on. We live with them peacefully. And don't forget, Sokoto State is almost over 99% a Muslim state. And we are living with Igbos there who are Christians. We are living with different kinds of tribes from different states in Nigeria. And they are not Muslims, they are Christians. I have not known and I have not seen, and nobody has ever told me, and nobody has ever complained, and no Christian has ever complained that is being harassed or being killed in Sokoto State. So Christians are living peacefully in Sokoto State. They are our brothers. We live in the same country. We are the same thing. And in fact, there are some sprinklings of people of indigenous of Sokoto who are indigenous of Sokoto, and they are Christians, and we are living together. So I don't know where this narrative is coming from. Sokoto State.
So was the airstrike on Sokoto misdirected, in your opinion?
What is it? Come again?
Was the airstrike misdirected then?
Well, I don't know. In fact, it's not misdirected because the strike was at those people who are killing Muslims, who are killing Christians when they have the chance, who are killing almost everybody in Nigeria, irrespective of what party you belong to, what religion you belong to, what tribe you belong to, what section of the country you come from, and so on. So if there is anybody who is coming to help us to get rid of these people, I think he's welcome. But no Christian is being harassed, no Christian is being killed in Sokoto. Sokoto is safe haven for all peoples of any faith in Nigeria.
Okay, now
so the boots on the ground are also welcome.
Looking at the political dynamics that have been going on in the country, especially for the last year, has been very confusing for the everyday person. And I want your opinion on whether Nigeria's current political system is actually promoting competence or if it's just rewarding loyalty.
Actually, if you look at the progress that has been made so far politically in Nigeria today, I think it's really very positive. It's very, very positive. Let me say this, this very clearly. In fact, this president has not stopped, he's impressing me every day. I think he's a political genius. You've seen the stability we have politically in the country. We have challenges as far as security is concerned, but politically we are consolidating. And our own party, the APC, because of the good and programs we have, because of the stability and peace in the party, governors, members of National Assembly, senators and House Representatives, members of House Assembly, and important politicians are now leaving their own parties and moving into a party. That tells you the stability that we have in our party. That tells you about the stability we have in this country. I think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing very well, to make democracy, what it should be in this country. And we are really very stable.
Okay, joining in the conversation of the airstrike, so-called precision airstrike in Sokoto State, our correspondent was there, our chief correspondent Ferdinand Duroa was there, and we saw sorts of ungoverned spaces. And it seems what an attack means to we outside the domain, it's usually something different from those living within that, in that reality. And what do I mean by this? I mean, there have been several narratives that even some of the people inside, they have an intimate connection, they understand it, they know these people, they transact with these people, they live with these people. And that resonates the call for state policing because of the capacity to galvanize security against these elements with a clear understanding and insight. So do you think that what the president should be doing now is to forward the state policing bill to the National Assembly?
Well, we did discuss this matter, in this very place in the past about the necessity for state police, and I support it fully. And I even called on our governors who were meeting at that time in Kaduna, the northern governors, to support it. And I believe everybody is now saying that, look, to be able to have enhanced security or to enhance security in our state, in our local governments, and in our wards and so on, there has to be state police. And I believe state police, if it comes on stream and, and actually they use the way
sorry to come in. I do apologize. Do you think the president has shown sufficient political will to drive the state policing to come into existence?
In fact, Mr. President has given his support that, look, let's have state police. He believes in it, and he believes that it will help. So therefore, the president is, I believe, very supportive, and he has not changed that position. And our party, the APC, too, has not changed that position. We need the state police to be able to enhance security in this country, and Mr. President is doing everything, and he welcomes anything that can bring security and peace in this nation.
All right, staying on security or insecurity, the president instructed that a battalion of the Nigerian army be deployed to Kwara State in view of the horrendous carnage that took place there a couple of days ago. Is this coming late in your view? That's one. Then two, Do you think it will give the needed message and signal to these butchers who are running rampage across the country?
I think it is not really too late. I think it's timely, because these people just entered Kwara State and the president acted promptly. And in fact, anybody from Kwara would tell you that they now have, a lot of stability in the state and that security is improving. So I believe this president is proactive. At any time he hears anything about insecurity or attack anywhere, he simply acts, and that's what's very important. And do not forget, because of his belief in bringing peace and security in this country and so on, he appointed a renowned and very well-known army general who retired as chief of, chairman, chief of defense, and so on. So I think this underscores the fact that Mr. President is doing everything he can to ensure that this country is secure. It is part of what Nigerians want, and that's what he's doing.
All right. Well, as we round up, with 160 people still counting dead in Kwara State. Yesterday, we saw over 150 returned from captivity in Kaduna. We continue to see abductions, insurgency, killings, and they are now moving further deeper into the nation. I'd love to know, what score do you give President Tinubu for his handling of insecurity in Nigeria? 10 being the highest performance and 1 being the lowest.
Well, Mr. President should be commended for the effort he's making and making sure this country is secure, that we can move around without fear of being abducted and so on. Don't forget, when the Chibok girls were abducted and taken away till today, almost 80% of them have not been recovered. When it happened in Kebbi, Mr. President went into action immediately. Within a short period of time, all these girls and boys are now back to their parents and so on. So the president is not taking this issue of security lightly. It is very important to him, because we all believe that for this country to develop and move forward, there must be security. And we must all come together to support Mr. President and fight these people who are making this country very difficult to live in. So these abductions, in fact, are actually happening, because these people think that, the federal government will not do anything as it was in the past. Now the narrative has changed. Now the situation has changed. The president is proactive in all these things, and he's working day and night, as far as I know, because I've discussed with some of the people who are very close to him, and he's very much concerned about the security of people, the security of our property, the security of our lives, and that he wants this country within the next few years, that everybody will be able to travel outside this, outside his state, outside his domain, without being fear of being abducted or killed and so on and so forth. So we must give kudos to the president, give kudos to the security agencies in this country, the military, the police, the DSS, and all of them. Everybody is fighting. What remains now is for all Nigerians to give them the support they need, to give them the moral support they need, and to report when they see. When you see something, you must say something. The president should not be left alone fighting this insecurity. It is our responsibility, and it's a responsibility of every Nigerian. And I call also on the governor to give the president all the support that he needs to be able to achieve the objectives of his government, that is bringing this insecurity to an end in Nigeria, and I believe he will be able to do it.
All right, Mr. Mukhtar Shagari, we thank you so much for your time. I know a lot of Nigerians would certainly beg to differ on that, on whether people feel safer and whether insecurity is being handled in a manner that builds confidence for people from the north to the south, the east and the west.
Well, of course, the opposition will never say that the president is doing well. And
not
I mean,
opposition, I'm talking citizens, sir.
That you should understand that there is no country in the world where the opposition will ever say the government is doing well. We know the president is doing well, and all of you know that effort is being made. You people call that people who are experienced should be appointed to handle the security of this nation.
Thank you, sir.
He's doing that, and we are now seeing results. We believe that within the next 1 or 2 years, insecurity will be a thing of the past in Nigeria.
On that note, thank you so much. You know, we say we're seeing the results, and we're here mourning with the families of over 160 who were killed in cold blood. But thank you so much for your time this morning. That's all we have time for here on Daybreak. From here in the Lagos studio, I'm Vimbai Mutiniri Ekpeyong.
Okay, let's move from cries, prayers to action. Thank you for joining us. I'm Benga Ashiris. Goodbye from me.
And I'm Constance Ikoku. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
And I'm Yolanda Robert. Please do keep it here on Arise News. The morning show is next. Goodbye.